Hello, friends. It's Phil, and today I'm going to be trying my best to keep my microphone away from my mobile phone. Because if you were a listener yesterday, you would have discovered a little bit of buzzing and crackling throughout the podcast. My sincere apologies. Here's the thing. Here's the confession. Most podcasts, and let's say this is 235, most of them, I'd probably say 99% of them, I hit record, I broadcast it onto the universe, and I never listen back to them. So I wouldn't know. So look, thank you, Neil, for the heads up, because I've now turned my mobile phone to flight mode and it's not broadcasting anything. So that's good. Now, a couple of little things that are happening today, or actually 3 things that are happening today, maybe even 4. So hold tight, my friends, because we're going to go on a journey of strayism. Straying from the subject, that is. So the first thing is, I woke up this morning, probably about 6 o'clock, normal time of day, looked out the window and looked down at my lawn and went, that looks awesome. And let's just say, if there's a lawn in North Yorkshire that needs to look awesome, as a fine grass specialist, mine does. But look, over the years, that's not always been the case. But this year, this spring, the lawn is looking absolutely tip-top-tastic. And probably for 3 reasons while I begin my straying. 3 reasons are, I cut it every day. Secondly, I gave it a really, really nice feed with my newest batch of all gardening lawn food. And if you're wondering what that is, go and check out the All Gardening website. It's been there for some time, but I've kind of forgotten about it. I've reintroduced myself to it today. But it's been fed with All Gardening's favourite fertiliser blend, lawn food. I also put some iron sulfide down. I made an application, sprayed it off to make it look a little bit greener. And also I put down a growth enhancer. Yeah, I put it down like that. That had a trace of seedweed in as well, of all things. So combination of all of that working together has produced one beautifully, delicately growing, very healthy looking lawn that I share with my Cocker Spaniel Open. And he has learned actually over the years not to pee on the lawn, even though I've spotted a couple of little bleached areas. He's learned to pee up against a certain collection of English laurel, let's say, hardy old stuff, to Oben's pee. Anyway, so yeah, my lawn looks fabuloso, and being treated carefully with the latest seasonal lawn food. And the second thing today, so the All Gardening Lawn Book, the All Gardening Yearbook that I've spoken about in previous podcast, it was released into the world about 2 weeks ago, and the first orders were dispatched earlier this week. Yes, probably on Monday. And they've just landed with the people that have received them. And I think the general feedback is, well done. Well done, Phil. Great effort. Well produced. Very nice. And I also basically gave a couple of my customers a couple of the books as well. And I think they saw it as the right thing. A beautiful gift that will linger around the coffee tables of the country or the world, wherever the All Gardening Yearbook actually finds itself. So look, if you haven't yet found the All Gardening Yearbook, which I have spoken about before, but you'll find that on the All Gardening website. And I do ship to a full globe with that. One price, goes global. The next thing is, And if you've been listening to this podcast and you've got to this point, you'll be going, okay, Phil, what's the next thing? Right, the next thing is All Gardening Lawn Food last year. I had a little poke at it. It's a subscription service, basically. But what makes it different than your normal subscription services is you get access to me, the expert. You get me. Well, actually, the process is you buy the lawn food, and the first thing I do is phone you up to have a FaceTime video chat, photo sharing chat, whatever it may be, chat. That's what we do. And we learn about you, and we learn about your lawn, and we learn about what you have and what you haven't got and what you'd like to have. That's the first part. But here's the thing. I'm doing this little experiment that I think I've got the maths on it correct. But only time will tell. Well, actually, I've got the maths on it correct, and only time will tell. With All Gardening Lawn Food, the first order is free. You only have to pay for shipping. Obviously, depending on your frequency of subscription, whether it's every 10 weeks or every 6 months or once a year, there'll be a repurchasing, obviously. And you'll also get me gibbering and jabbering to you on email as the days go on and we build up a relationship and make your lawn look fabuloso. But I decided that I'd relaunch this lawn food. And with all of my limitations and thinking around, was I sure? Will it work? Have I got the model right? Blah, blah, blah. I thought, well, you know what? Sod it. Give it a go. So I created a very discreet Facebook ad, actually. You have to actually read the advert, really, to find out about the offer. And then once you've read the advert and click on the offer, it all makes sense. I think. Well, the orders have been coming through. So, you know, I've done this once before for another company. And I kind of think, there's something in this. There's something in the simple fact that with a twiddle of a few knobs, let's say, I've been able to create orders for lawn fertilizer, lawn food, all gardening lawn food fertilizer. I've been able to produce a few orders. And I think that's only the beginning. There's 22 million gardens in the UK, and actually most of them won't have ever seen lawn fertilizer or won't even know what it is or what it can do. The joy it can bring. As I said at the beginning of my podcast, my lawn wouldn't look like it looks without lawn food. So, where am I going with this? So, in a nutshell, let's say, I think I've got the maths right. And maybe if you're listening to this podcast and you do go online, you do go onto the All Gardening Lawn Food and you do buy the first order, there is also a little thing that I'm testing in the relationship. Most people that will sign up to this won't have a spreader. So here's my little thinking. The spreader is technically called the retained asset. That's what we call it in the technical trade of marketing, let's say. And if you buy one of the spreaders, one of the hand spreaders, which at the moment is going to be coming from Evergreen, I know I can get them produced myself, but I have to buy 5,000 of them. May come in time. But I guess some of the logic in my maths at the moment is with the shipping, I don't lose money. I don't make an awful lot either. And with the cost of the fertilizer, there is a cost to me. And I guess if some, if not all, people that buy the offer want to do it properly, because I will obviously meet them face to face through that initial phone call. If they want to do it correctly, they're going to need a spreader. And the spreader doesn't cost the earth. at all, but it will help you do things correctly. And if I can sell a spreader with the first order, which goes in the first shipping cost, then I think the maths might work really well for that first order. In effect, you can have a spreader and your first application for one shipping cost. The spreader you obviously have to buy, but you'll need that anyway. That's a retained asset. The fertilizer is kind of a consumable that you can either get from All Gardening Lawn Food or you can get from anywhere you like. But, my friends, whilst I ramble and stray a little bit here, because I'm just thinking out loud on this a bit, I know that the current blend of fertilizer that I'm using, that I have developed after 35,000 hours on lawns, is just a peach of a product. And I've kind of branded it All Gardening Lawn Food because I've had it manufactured. And it's something that I'd like lots and lots of people to discover and experience. So I've got this idea, if I'm repeating myself, that you can try it for free. Not everyone at the moment. I've actually limited my thinking to 85 people. And if you've listened to some of the previous podcasts, you'll know the relevance of 85. But I'm going to limit it to build up an understanding of those customers that sign up to it and what they want and what they don't have and what I could develop around it. Because I kind of go, the interesting thing about lawn care from an expert's point of view is that you can never see enough lawns and you can never care for enough lawns, really, because there's so many in the UK. But the lawn food subscription service, yes, my friends, with a couple of little secret ideas tucked away in the background, I think might service a brand new market. Yes. Those that probably appreciate having an expert in their pocket. Because obviously you can pick up your phone and send me a WhatsApp with a video, you can send a video, you can send some photos to me and I can look at them. There aren't many businesses that do that. Can it scale? Only time will tell, but yeah, almost certainly. But anyway, I am definitely rambling and you're on the other end of my thought trail, so I must confess and apologise for being a rambling rambler. Do you like the gardening metaphor there? Very good, isn't it? But look, it's an experiment, but this is one I've been thinking about for absolute years. Absolute years. And I've done one experiment with one company, which was, let's say, a relatively household name that I will mention actually. I originally built this idea working with Schweppes. And at the time, the guy that I'd built the relationship with within Schweppes actually said to me, you can have endless supply of bottles of tonic, endless supply, because this is the most effective way of getting people to discover the taste of our tonic. It was this activation strategy that I'd built. And the maths did work really well, actually for Schweppes, but it also worked really well for the company that I'd built it for. But it wasn't seen by everyone as the brilliant thing that it is. Anyway, I'm rambling, definitely rambling, so I must apologise. But look, the lawn food, All Gardening Lawn Food is there. It's on the website. The offer's there. There's no catches. The only catch is you've got to get to know me. Because actually, if you don't get to know me, and if I don't get to know your lawn, and if I don't get to know your ambitions for your lawn, then I can't deliver you the right fertiliser. Because there are several that you can use to get different results, depending on your sophistication. Anyway, look, I'm definitely rambling today. I must apologise. But look, that was a bit of a kind of a brain dump. Let's put it that way. And actually, it's a bit of a memento of a day. Turn the dial, Phil. Oh, if I had mentioned earlier, the other thing that happened. Oh, I did mention it. The All Gardening yearbook is being delivered and received well, which is fantastic. I did talk about that in the beginning, but I've forgotten. Anyway, look, thanks for listening, dear friends. We shall catch up again soon, and I'll tell you what's going on. Ta-da! Bye. Got to go and walk the dog. Yeah, pup. See ya. Bye.